This is a story of a girl who vanished. Helen grew up in a house where love was the currency. Her parents were simple people, honest and hardworking. They provided everything she needed: a roof over her head, hot meals, clean clothes, and the best education they could afford. But for Helen, it was never enough. At school, she watched the older girls parade around with their polished nails, sleek hair, and the latest gadgets. They were admired, whispered about, envied. Meanwhile, she walked home in her second-hand shoes, carrying books in a faded bag her mother had stitched together more than once. Resentment grew like a weed in her chest. She didn't just want to live, she wanted to be seen. By the time she turned 18, Helen was restless, desperate. So when she won a scholarship to a college in the city, she didn't hesitate. Her parents sold the family car and drained their tiny savings to support her dream. They hugged her tightly at the bus station, tears streaming down their faces, warning her to be careful, to remember where she came from. She promised she would, but the city was a different world. Nana, neon lights, endless music, and girls who seemed to have everything she had ever wanted. It didn't take long before she met them. The ones who wore gold around their necks and diamonds on their fingers. They whispered secrets into her eager ears. "It's easy, Helen. Men will pay for a pretty face like yours. You deserve it." At first, she resisted. She found a part-time job at a cafe, dragging herself through early mornings and late nights. But her paycheck barely covered rent in a crumbling apartment, let alone the new clothes and high life she had dreamed of. One night, tired and angry, she agreed to go to a party with the other girls. That night changed everything. Helen learned to smile when she didn't want to lie sweetly, to sell illusions. Men showered her with money, jewelry, and promises. She moved into a glittering high-rise apartment, drove a car she couldn't even pronounce, and bought clothes that still had security tags from boutiques she once stared into like a hungry child. Her parents called. She ignored them. They sent her messages begging for her to visit, even just for a weekend. She blocked their numbers. They were a weight she didn't want to carry anymore. Months turned into years. Helen built a new life, one carefully curated for envy. But behind the sparkling photos and laughing videos, there was a darkness creeping in, a fear she couldn't shake. The men grew colder. The money came with harsher demands. Friends she once trusted turned into threats. Some of the girls she started with were missing. Some turned up dead. Still, Helen told herself she was different. She was smarter, until the night she met him. He was older, richer, and promised her the world. A trip overseas, an exclusive event, more exposure, more money. "You'll be a star," he said, brushing hair from her face. Blinded by greed, she followed him. Days later, her body was found mutilated and abandoned in a drainage canal outside the city, stripped of her jewelry, her beauty, her life. The police couldn't trace her real identity at first. The girl in the glossy photos had long vanished under fake names and whispered lies. It was a week before a social worker, piecing together fragments of her past, called her parents. The news shattered them. Her mother wailed in a voice that could tear the heavens apart. Her father, once a proud, strong man, simply crumbled to the floor, clutching the old photo of the little girl they once knew. They held a small funeral, burying not just their daughter, but every hope, every dream they had planted in her heart. As the city lights continued to blink blindly in the night, another girl packed her bags, ready to chase the same mirage Helen had died chasing. And so the cycle went on.
Please like and subscribe for more stories.